Hello everybody from New York. It's the day of the midterms here in the US, and I'm in the runoff to the end of my Eisenhower Fellowship here in the US. I've been 6 weeks around the country engaging with folks in conversations about the state of global affairs, how universities and think tanks are adapting to circumstances on the ground. And it's been very evident to me since I started this fellowship at the beginning of October of this year that the geopolitical landscape has worsened. So a few days after I arrived, the US announced a package of restrictive measures of exports of goods and of technology in the semiconductor and in the chips, microchips industries to China. This is another step in the direction of a very clear worsening of the China-US relationship. This is going to have economic effects, major economic effects. In fact, it is most likely that already the decoupling between China and the US is ongoing, not just because of these direct measures, but also the sense of risk and the need to hedge that companies, both in Europe and in the US, now feel when it comes to reputational regulatory risk in China. Domestically in China, we also witnessed a very extraordinary Congress of the Chinese Communist Party, where Xi Jinping renovated extraordinarily for a third mandate as president of China. He is now free and open to run for a third mandate, something that hasn't happened since the time of Mao, and a clear tightening of the political control over the Chinese economy. So a hardening of positions also within China. There is at the moment not a single driver that leads to a lowering of tensions in this relationship. If you look at the evolution of domestic politics in China, domestic politics in the US, with very strong bipartisan support for a very tough stance on China. If you look at the very severe and intense competition for dominance in frontier sectors of the economy by China and the United States, you look at the competition for talent, the competition for entrepreneurship and startups and innovation, that also looks very zero-sum or growingly zero-sum. If you look at security dynamics in the region with the recent blockade of Taiwan after Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan, that doesn't look particularly promising. And if you look at the stance of regional allies of the US in the Indo-Pacific, they are also extremely worried about developments in China and are only bound to try to drag their allies into the region in a process of containment, of gaining reassurances to hedge the rise of China. So as we go to the ballot here, as Americans go to vote, I think this is the major geopolitical question that should be on everybody's mind. Where is the international order headed? Where is the China-US relationship headed? What does that do to the trade agenda, to the development agenda, to the climate agenda? Because this G2 world, this collision of systems and of blocks, is going to make global governance much, much tougher. And it's going to have implications across the board for all of the countries, including in Europe and Latin America and Africa, the global south, etc. So fascinating time to be looking at global politics and to be here. A lot of readings will be coming out of the midterms about this. I hope I can share some of those with you. But thank you everybody for listening. Bye-bye.